This is VegasOdds.com. I'm Matt Brown, and this is your weekly rundown. Now, we're actually coming off of a weekend where the sports world turned its attention to a boxing match, which is ultimately just an exhibition. That's right, you know what I'm talking about. It's the Floyd Money Mayweather versus Logan Paul pseudo main event, from Logan Paul taking Money Mayweather's hat to the pomp and circumstance that came before the match. Logan Paul is getting some praise for lasting all 8 rounds with Mayweather, while overall it was a disappointing finish, with boos being able to be heard in the final round. What did we expect, right? Mayweather is maybe the greatest boxer of all time, but it's not necessarily because he's powerful. He's smart, and maybe from the first bell, he just protected himself and let Paul try to whale punches as hard as he could till he got tired. Did Mayweather keep Paul in the fight to leave the door open for a potential future rematch? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. The NBA playoffs have moved to the conference semifinal round, and we have a lot to go through from round 1. We will have a new champion in 2021 as the LA Lakers were defeated by the Phoenix Suns. And now Devin Booker and company will have to go on and face the equally hot Denver Nuggets, who, by the way, is the only team of the final 4 teams that were competing for a championship in the bubble, remember, back in 2020, as the Celtics were taken care of by the Nets and the Heat were swept by the Bucks. And in another series, the Jazz will take on the Clippers, who are coming off of a 7-game thriller against the Dallas Mavericks, while Trae Young and the Hawks are looking to stun Joel Embiid and the 76ers. So we'll see how it goes in what I think will be a very competitive second round. In the NHL, round 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs has had one series of utter dominance as the Montreal Canadiens swept the Winnipeg Jets, and of course, the Jets did make it a fight in Game 4, taking it to overtime, but the Canadiens made it what is now the 3rd sweep of this Stanley Cup playoffs. A couple of other series are coming down to the wire though, which are the Islanders and Bruins, as well as the Golden Knights and the Avalanche, which is a series to watch. The defending champs Tampa Bay Lightning have been in control as they look to march back to another final. Nikita Kucherov has been great, especially considering the fact that he has joined the team just in the playoffs. He missed the entire regular season due to that hip surgery, and now, also with Captain Steven Stamkos healthy for this playoff run, the Lightning are certainly the team to beat. Now, time to talk NFL, because we've got our first big name trade post-draft here in 2021. It's Julio Jones and a 6th rounder for 2023 heading to the Tennessee Titans in exchange for a 2022 2nd round pick and a 2023 4th rounder. This comes after a situation where Jones popped up on national TV saying he wasn't going to be back in Atlanta for this upcoming season. After showing up and showing out in college at Alabama, Julio Jones was taken in the 1st round, 6th overall in 2011. And he has since become the Falcons' all-time franchise leader in catches and yards, and he's also 2nd in touchdown receptions. For Tennessee, I think this was a no-brainer. This has been a run-first offense with so much being relied upon the shoulders of all-pro running back Derrick Henry, and don't get me wrong, he was the offensive player of the year last year, but just with Julio Jones being out there on the field can pull more defensive attention and pressure away from that Titans running game, potentially opening it up to making it one of the most dynamic offenses in the league. Now on to baseball. I want to touch on a factor that has been a constant issue for one of the teams in the MLB. Now, the Toronto Blue Jays have not been really staying true to that first part of their name, as they've actually just started their 2nd stint of playing home games at Salem Field in Buffalo, New York, and it has been revealed that they will stay there through at least the middle of July. This comes after playing the first 2 months at their spring training facility in Dunedin, Florida. This may be the most odd home stadium situation that a sports team in the professional sports industry has had to go through. This is because of the travel restrictions that Canada has had on non-essential work, so the Blue Jays have remained in contact with the Canadian government, and talks are reportedly getting more positive. Why all the focus on the Blue Jays? Well, in my opinion, they've still got a shot to make some noise this season simply because they've got one of the best hitters in the entire major leagues. That's right, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has been leading everybody in home runs while maintaining a batting average of well over 300, simply just unheard of in today's MLB. Now, of course, he's young and he's got a long way to go, but just this great first half start for him is making people across the league take a look at his great potential in the future. We'll have to see if he can keep this up here in 2021. Well, that's it for me this week here on VegasOdds.com. Always keep it right here on VegasOdds.com for your sports news and sports betting updates. Till next time, I'll see you later.